The Legend of the Starfruit Tree. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village in Vietnam, there lived two brothers. Their parents had passed away when they were still young. As they grew older, the elder brother became selfish and greedy, while the younger brother remained kind-hearted and hard-working. When the time came to divide their parents' property, the elder brother claimed the house, land, and all the valuable belongings. He gave the younger brother nothing but a single starfruit tree growing in the corner of the garden. The younger brother didn't complain. He quietly moved into a small hut near the tree and worked hard each day to earn a living. He took great care of the starfruit tree, watering it and tending to it with love. One year, the tree flourished. Its branches bent under the weight of sweet, golden fruit. The younger brother was delighted. It was the first real joy he had known in a long time. Then, one morning, a strange bird appeared. It had bright feathers that shimmered in the sunlight. The bird perched on the tree and began eating the starfruit. Though startled, the younger brother simply sighed. "This tree is all I have," he said gently, "and now even the fruit is being eaten." To his surprise, the bird turned to him and spoke in a clear voice. "Eat one fruit, I'll repay with gold. Sew a bag 3 handspans wide, and come with me, I'll be your guide." A few days later, the magical bird returned. The younger brother climbed onto its back, and the bird soared high into the sky. They flew over vast mountains and across the sea, finally arriving at a hidden island filled with sparkling gold, jewels, and treasures of every kind. The younger brother took only what his small 3-span bag could hold. Then, the bird flew him safely home. With the treasure, the younger brother bought food, helped his poor neighbors, and lived a modest but comfortable life. He never bragged or showed off his wealth. His kindness became well known throughout the village. But word of his sudden fortune reached the ears of his older brother. Burning with envy, the elder brother visited and said sweetly, "Let's switch homes, dear brother. I've always admired that starfruit tree." The younger brother agreed without hesitation. Soon, the magical bird returned to the tree. Just as before, it began eating the fruit. The elder brother pretended to be upset and cried out, hoping to get the same reward. The bird answered with the same promise. "Eat one fruit, I'll repay with gold. Sew a bag 3 handspans wide, and come with me, I'll be your guide." But unlike his brother, the greedy man didn't make a 3-span bag. Instead, he told his wife to sew a 6-span bag, twice as large, so he could carry more treasure. When the bird took him to the island, the elder brother stuffed the giant bag with gold, then filled his pockets and even hid some under his shirt. The bag was so heavy it could barely be lifted. As they flew back, the bird began to struggle. The wind grew stronger and the load too heavy. "Throw away some gold," the bird warned, "or I can't carry you." But the elder brother refused. "No, this is mine. I must keep it all." The bird grew angry. Its wings trembled under the weight. Then, with a sharp cry, it tilted its wings and threw the greedy man into the sea, along with all his stolen treasure. He was never seen again. As for the younger brother, he continued to live a quiet and generous life. The starfruit tree remained in his garden, bearing fruit each year, a gift he cherished not for its riches, but for the lesson it left behind. And so, the story reminds us all. Greed leads to loss, but kindness brings reward. Here is my wisdom. A tiger came out of the forest and saw a farmer and his buffalo plowing in a field. The buffalo trudged along diligently, occasionally getting whipped on its rear. The tiger found it very strange. At noon, when the plowing stopped, the tiger came closer to the buffalo and asked, "Hey, you look strong. So why do you let that man beat and mistreat you like that?" The buffalo whispered into the tiger's ear, "Though he's small, he has wisdom, brother." The tiger didn't understand and curiously asked, "What is wisdom? What does it look like?" The buffalo didn't know how to explain, so he replied vaguely, "Wisdom is just wisdom. What else could it be? If you want to know, ask the man." The tiger slowly walked over to the farmer and asked, "Where is your wisdom? Can I see it for a bit?" "Here is my wisdom, a valuable lesson on intelligence and cleverness." The farmer thought for a moment, then said, "My wisdom is at home. Let me go get it for you. If you want, I'll give you a bit." Hearing that, the tiger was delighted. Just as the farmer was about to leave, he pretended to suddenly remember something and said, "But what if, while I'm gone, you eat my buffalo?" The tiger hesitated, unsure of how to respond, so the farmer continued, "How about this? You let me tie you to this tree for peace of mind." The tiger agreed, so the farmer took a rope and tied the tiger tightly to a tree. Then he piled straw around the tiger, set it on fire, and shouted, "Here is my wisdom! Here is my wisdom!" The buffalo found it all so funny that it rolled on the ground laughing. Unfortunately, its upper jaw struck a rock, breaking off all its teeth. It wasn't until the rope burned through that the tiger managed to break free, running on all fours straight into the forest without daring to look back. Since then, every tiger born has had long black stripes on its body, the remnants of the burn marks. And buffaloes? None of them have teeth on their upper jaw. Here is My Wisdom is a representative tale in the treasure trove of Vietnamese folktales, reflecting human intelligence and cleverness in everyday life. Through tricky situations, the story affirms the value of wisdom and creativity in overcoming challenges. It is not only entertaining, but also conveys deep life lessons. The Three Axes. Once upon a time, there was a poor woodcutter who had lost both of his parents to illness at a young age. He grew up as an orphan and had no family left. The only possession he had was an old iron axe that his parents had left him before they passed away. Thanks to this axe, he went into the forest every day to chop wood and sell it in order to survive. Near the forest where he usually worked, there was a river with fast-flowing water. Anyone who accidentally slipped and fell in would have a very hard time swimming back to shore due to the strong current. One day, like every other day, the woodcutter went into the forest with his axe. As he was chopping wood near the riverbank, the handle of his axe suddenly broke, and the blade flew straight into the river. Even though he knew how to swim, the current was too strong for him to dive in and retrieve it. Feeling helpless and hopeless, the poor woodcutter sat down by the river and cried bitterly, for the axe was the only thing he had to earn a living. Just then, out of nowhere, an old man with long white hair and beard and kind, gentle eyes appeared before him. The old man looked at the crying woodcutter and asked, "My son, what's troubling you so much that you're crying here by the river?" The woodcutter wiped his tears and replied, "Dear sir, my parents died when I was little, and I've had to live on my own ever since. I'm very poor, and the only thing of value I own is an iron axe that my parents gave me before they passed away. With that axe, I can cut wood to make a living. But just now, the axe handle broke and the blade fell into this river. The current is too strong, I can't get it back. Now I have nothing left to work with or survive. That's why I'm so sad." The old man smiled gently and said, "Ah, that's not a big problem. Don't cry. Let me dive into the river and find it for you." Without another word, the old man jumped into the river. A short while later, he resurfaced holding a shiny silver axe in his hand. He asked, "Is this the axe you lost?" The woodcutter looked at the silver axe and shook his head. "No, sir, that's not mine. My axe was made of iron." The old man nodded and dove into the river a second time. This time, he came back up with a gleaming golden axe and asked again, "Is this the axe you dropped into the river?" Once more, the woodcutter shook his head. "No, sir, that's not my axe either." The old man nodded once again and dove into the river a third time. This time, he resurfaced holding a rusty iron axe, exactly the one the woodcutter had lost. "So is this your axe?" the old man asked. The woodcutter's face lit up with joy as he shouted, "Yes, that's my axe! Thank you so much for helping me get it back. I can now return to work and earn my living." The old man handed him the iron axe and said, "You are truly an honest and sincere man. You didn't lie or claim what wasn't yours, even when tempted by gold and silver. As a reward for your honesty, I'm giving you the golden and silver axes as well. Take them with joy. They are yours now." The woodcutter was overwhelmed with happiness. He received the golden and silver axes with deep gratitude. Just then, the old man disappeared into thin air. Only then did the woodcutter realize that the man who had helped him was a magical being, perhaps a forest spirit or a kind-hearted deity. From that day forward, the woodcutter's life became much more comfortable. However, more precious than the riches he had gained was the lesson in honesty. This story praises those who are truthful and not greedy. It teaches us that if we live with honesty and integrity, never taking what isn't ours, we will be rewarded in unexpected ways. In life, we should never trade our conscience for material gain. Always be honest with others and with yourself.